Good morning and welcome to Manhood Mondays with Coach Ellis. Hey, this is the day where I talk to men about man issues, how to be a better father, how to be a better husband, better provider, simply how to be a better man. So today is Memorial Day. It is a day that we celebrate and we honor those who have served our country and those who have sacrificed their lives in order that we might have the freedoms that we have. So my thought for today is this idea about honoring those who've come before us. So often as men, we don't really help our young men and our children understand that we didn't do this all by ourselves. There are people who came before us. We stood on the shoulders of those who understood legacy. We stood on the shoulders of those who were willing to sacrifice what they had so that children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren they had never met would have better. So Lady D, on this day, I like to remind men that we must tell the story of how we got here. It's not simply that I was born in 1966 and the world started then. I stand on the shoulders of my father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, my grandfathers and great-grandfathers on both sides. And as it goes down throughout history, some of the men and the women have been in my lineage. Now, I'm not big into Ancestry.com and digging into all of your roots. But I would tell you that what I recognize is important is that I do understand my family legacy. So I come from a long line of men who work hard, provide for their families. They didn't always get it right. Sometimes they messed up, but at the end of the day, their heart was toward building their family so that their children can have better than they have. Now, I remember telling my father, I said, as I go into manhood, because I was 16, I was getting ready to be a man. I was going into manhood, I was like, Dad, what is the greatest thing you could tell me about manhood? And what he said, honestly, he said, love God, do your best, and always remember there's tomorrow. And so I've always taken this thing, love God, do my best, remember there's always tomorrow. And I've filtered that into my sons, into other young men that I know. I've built upon that legacy. Manhood Monday today's thought is that with Memorial Day being here, we build upon the legacies of those who've come before us. That we don't add to the pathology of our history. We add to the legacy of our history. We can choose to be great or to be ordinary. We can choose to continue to live out those things which are not good in our past, or to live out those things which are good. Because in all of our history, in all of our histories, there are great things, and then there are not so great things. But this day, we're talking about building legacy. We're talking about doing the right things for the right reasons. We're talking about paying homage, paying respect to those who've sacrificed that we might be here. Let it be known that I could not be where I am if somebody had not sacrificed something so that I might be here. Don't go through this life thinking you don't have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice something, men. So your children, your children's children, and your children's children's children can have what you only dreamt about. On Memorial Day, we say thank you to all those who have served our country. Thank you to all those families that are now missing their loved ones because they paid the ultimate price. Thank you for the legacy of freedom you've given us, that you've helped maintain, that you've helped to ensure that we still have. And thank you now for the sacrifices you're making today, that tomorrow's youth, tomorrow's grown men, tomorrow's leaders can build upon. Hey, this is Manhood Monday with Coach Ellis. Got thoughts, comments, or ideas? Hit me up at coach@elliscrum.net or catch me on Facebook at Coach Ellis. Until next Monday, have a one-tabulous Memorial Day Manhood Monday. God bless you. Bye-bye.